on this hoe. I'm on a rope on this hoe.
You on a roll?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on a rope on this hoe. And I got my flippy floppies.
Yep.
I fucked a mermaid.
And we're live.
My bad.
Anyways, Randa. Guess what?
What?
It's October. It's spooky season.
Bitch, I was already in October while y'all were over there in fucking June.
You don't need to call me out. But anyways.
Who's the one that already had the leaves up? Who's the one that already started getting pumpkins? Not my fault you're late to the shizhouse.
Anyways, you know what that means? We can be a little bit more like ourselves and get judged less for it.
No, this is when we get dark. And then we judge others for being pansies.
That a technical term?
Yes.
Now I'm going to start doing it to you.
For what? Judging me for being a pansy?
No, asking you if that's a technical term.
Oh, bitch, don't be stealing my shit.
You did that to me like 3 times last week.
I did. Guilty as charged, Your Honor.
Guilty.
Goddamn pen is blue!
I mean, it's green, it's just the lighting that makes it blue. It's more of a teal color.
It is. It's such a pretty teal. It's like so relaxed on the eyes.
That's cool.
Bro, don't do that. It's making it look like the Holy Grail. Just
the holy vape.
The Holy of Holies. Turns out you were strong enough for that potion there, bud.
Right, bud. You're not strong enough for that potion, eh?
Hey, bud.
Hey, bud. Oh, fuck yeah,
Hey,
bud.
bud. Oh, fuck yeah. Pitter patter, let's get at her.
Hope I'm gonna scooch on right down by you there, bae. I fucked that one up. Shame.
You did.
I fucked that up. Anywho, what do we got planned for the spooky season?
Spooky season of what spooky season? Oh, I know what you're asking. Hold on. I gotta figure out buttons. I figured it out.
You figured
Anyways. Yeah, I figured it out. So, guess what?
Chicken butt.
We're fixing to scare the shit out of ourselves.
Yes. Gonna be spooky. Spooked.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, video game creators of spooky shit, I'm fucking disappointed. First off, I saw like 3 games where it's just the hands. There ain't no wrist, ain't no nothing, just the hands. And all they're doing is walking around with the flashlight and the EVP like this. And you just see the hands, nothing else. And it's like, there's a ghost here. Well, no shit. I wonder why the TV turned on, bro. You're in danger. Well, no shit. The light bulb just fucking blew.
Light bulb
And
popped.
then it has like 2000s fucking, like, creepy ass fucking troll looking thing. That's just blacked out with eyes. Bro, the only thing that's scaring is a 16-year-old little girl. That's it. But I did find a couple games that we're gonna try. And my favorite of all time, we're gonna do one game with the original OG Slenderman.
The OG Slenderman.
Huh?
The OG man.
Yeah. OG. What games are you wanting to play this month, bruh?
Well, I had one in mind because I'm at that point in the... Because I think it was late last year, I decided I wanted to try out Resident Evil 8, I think it is. Because I had watched a bunch of gameplay on it and it's really cool. And the scariest section isn't even the first section of the game, it's the second section of the game. And because I have a save point already at that, I figure, or right before that, I figure we could do the scariest section of Resident Evil 8 at some point. Had that idea, and then what was it that just came out? I think Alan Wake 2 came out this year. That's somewhat of a horror game. It's more of like a horror action game, kind of like Resident Evil.
What was it called? Alan
Wake.
Dude, I saw some of the fucking gameplay on that, and that looks fucking wicked. I'm not even joking. Whenever I was looking at some games and shit, it legit looked wicked as fudge sickles. I don't even think fudge sickles has anything on top of it.
Fudge.
I think this game's cooler than fudge. Looking. It's quite promising. But I'm hoping it's not one of those games where you start playing and it ends up being like disgusting. And not in a good way.
It's... how so?
Like, you ever start playing these games and they look scary as fuck and they look good as shit. And then you start playing it and you're like, saw that, that's gay, that's bullshit.
Yeah. They're just doing what everyone else does, or nothing new.
Or they're doing the, jump scares. Nah, bro, I need, like, the mental fuck.
Yeah.
Like, when I go to shut off this game, I better need to watch Disney Plus for the next 6 hours with my stuffies because I done scared myself too much.
Need to pull out the Blues Clues to reset.
Yes? I'm so excited for that game.
Looking forward to it. I'll have to add that to my Steam list. Wish list or something. Also, I know you can't hear it, but I did finally make playlists for the playlist with a bunch of royalty-free music. So I got that going right now. I did.
Excuse me.
Gonna have to add those playlists to my whatchamacallit, make them public so that if people want to see what we're listening to most of the time, they can listen to it on their own time too, or use it themselves. Because I found some pretty cool stuff. Like the one that I got going right now is a like it's like a John Carpenter, like all the themes that he would do, like things adjacent to
Yeah.
that. So it sounds a lot like the music for The Thing and Halloween.
The music for The Thing. The Thing.
You haven't seen The Thing?
No.
It's like one of the greatest body horror movies ever, next to The Fly.
I have not seen it.
You should. It's really good.
Definitely gonna have to look into it.
Don't watch the prequel.
Speaking of spookies, I think it's okay for this one
To exist.
to exist in our podcast, even though she's trying to attack the mic.
She sees the light.
Say hi, Lily. She's
Just-
like, screw you guys. I'm going home.
I'm going home.
Ow. Like, seriously, I feel like Lily fits her because she's attacking all the time. You're not getting on that. No, ma'am.
Nope. She still thinks it's playtime.
She's trying, like I went to move my hand and she was still hanging onto my hand. And I'm like, oh, don't drop her.
Don't drop her onto the floor. Drop her onto the couch.
Yeah, we'll drop her onto the couch.
Couch is a little bit more safer.
Well,
It's got a
I mean,
squish
she
to
is
it.
a cat.
She's got 9 lives.
She is a cat.
As far as you know,
Some
she hasn't
like-
used one of them.
Yeah. So, you find any more musics that you've been into, bud?
I found, well, musiques. I didn't find any new music, but I did have, we were talking about this, you and I, outside of stream, I believe, about doing a guessing game for you.
Yes.
I did not have the Treyu one done, but I have another one that I was able to work on in like 5 minutes last night.
Oh?
So it's metalcore or eyesore. I'm gonna give you 4 names, and you have to tell me which one's the metalcore band and which ones are not. Well, you just gotta tell me which one's the real metalcore band.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Hands are off the keyboard. No
Hands off.
phone.
Hands off the keyboard. Okay, so the first one, Mother of Fire, Fire Moths, Like Moths to Flames, or Moth.
The only one that sounds familiar is Light Moths to Flame. But I feel like that's so wrong.
Final answer?
Yes.
Like Moths to Flames is the real band. The other 3 were made up.
Yes! Yes! I did it! Victory!
Okay, that
See,
might...
Mom, I'm not stupid.
Well, alright. That kind of tells me this might be a little more difficult than I thought it was going to be. But there are a couple easy ones in the middle. It's fine.
Okay.
At least to me. Okay, so second one. Pole stars, Polaris, brightest sun, or northward home.
Bro, what?
Need me to say them again?
Yeah, yeah. I'm listening.
Pole star, Polaris, brightest sun, or northward home.
Okay, so Polestar sounds like All Star, so I'm gonna like Ickne the Zickne. Okay. And North Pole Star sounds like bullshit. What were the other two?
Polaris or brightest sun.
Polaris.
Polaris is it.
Yes.
2 for 2. All right.
I don't even know the bands. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I don't even know Polaris or any of that. I'm just guessing what would be a band name.
See, that's the fun part. The fun part is when I find one that you don't know, and yet somehow you're still getting them. Okay, so number 3. Knocked loose, knocked up, knocked out, or knock knock.
Okay, knocked up sounds like 16, pregnant and 16. So we're just gonna ignore that one. Knock loose sounds like you just got in a pissing match. So that possibly could be a metalcore. Okay? It's a possibility. And knock knock sounds like a joke, and last I checked, a lot of people ain't gonna be the butt of their joke, so I'm gonna ignore that one. What's the other one?
Knocked out.
Knocked out. You said knocked out, knock knock, knocked up, and what?
Knocked loose.
Knocked loose. I'm torn because knocked out and knocked
Loose.
and knocked loose both sound like it, but I feel like it would be knocked loose.
Knocked loose is it.
Yes!
Here's the funny thing, because I did intermix some real bands into there, but they're not metalcore. Knocked Out was one of the real bands.
Like I said, I feel like it could be, but I didn't feel like it would be metalcore. I feel like it would have been like a punk alternative heavy metal type band.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, they are a punk band.
The fact that I can guess genres by names is shocking.
Yeah, it's a pretty weird thing that some people can do. Just by the name, they can just be like, "Yep, that's a pop punk band. That's a metalcore band. Oh, Puke Vomit.
That's an alternative band.
That's a slamcore band. Yeah. Okay. Number 4. This one should be the easy one.
Watch, it's gonna be the one I fuck up on.
I don't even know if I'm gonna be making... Because now looking at these names, I'm just like... The fuck was I doing when I made these up? I may have been drinking just a little bit. Anywho. So, question 4 is... Questioning Lana, Investigating Angel, Doubting My Girl, or Asking Alexandria?
It's Asking Alexandria.
Yep. You see, that's why I said it was the easy one.
Bro, why did you go with a mainstreamer?
I had to throw any. I don't know how deep you know. I had to throw at least one in, just
That's
so I
like
just so I could make up a
that's like
name like
asking.
questioning Lana.
Except for I was an emo kid. Okay, my playlist evolved around fucking Green Day, Asking Alexandria, Pierce the Veil, um, Suicide Silence, Black Veil Brides.
Are we just gonna spend the rest of this just naming off just every emo band you grew up listening to?
No, it's not all. Even though it's primary. I did listen to Rob Zombie and fucking in this moment. Thank you.
Oh, you just reminded me that In This Moment is on tour with Ice Nine Kills and Avatar.
Avatar.
Yeah, I might go to that show. I don't know yet.
Bro.
Ice
I
Nine
was
Kills won't be
actually
at it
trying.
though.
I don't know who the fuck Ice Nine kills. That's the only one of that lineup I don't know.
You should listen to them. I think they're really good. Some people don't like them because their whole thing is horror movies, or at least their
That
last
makes
two
me
albums.
happy.
Yeah, you should
That
definitely
makes
go.
me so happy.
You should go listen to them and guess what horror movies. You know what? Maybe that's what we do after this. I'm just gonna start listing off Ice Nine Kill songs, and then you can guess what horror movie it's about.
Okay.
Okay, we can do that. Okay, so number 5. If you want to boast about how you just like, oh, Asking Alexandria so easy. Let's see if you get this one then. So number 5, Dragged Over, Electric Tall Boy, The Devil Wears Prada, or Reset Reset.
Devil Wears Prada.
I told you the easy ones were in the middle.
Okay.
All right. So you're 5 for 5.
See, Mom! I can succeed at something! Damn it!
She knows her metal core.
My years of hiding in the basement listening to metal wasn't for nothing.
Okay.
It wasn't just a phase.
So, number 6, we got Wild Awake, The World Alive, Downhill Illness, or Over This Planet.
Downhill illness, maybe. Possibly. No. Why are you looking like that? You're making me doubt myself. I got too cocky. Okay,
Final answer?
we're gonna process this. No, we're processing. Okay, give me the names again.
Wild Awake, The World Alive, Downhill Illness, or Over This Planet.
Okay, World Alive sounds way too fucking happy for metalcore. What was the last one?
Over This Planet.
I mean, not wrong. But that doesn't really sound metal. What's the first one?
Wild Awake.
Ain't no metalhead wanna be awake. So yes, the first one that I said is my answer.
You said Downhill Illness, right?
Yeah. No.
That's not it. That's not it. It's The World Alive.
What?
too happy for metalcore. They make some pretty depressing music, not gonna lie.
I mean,
It's really
being
good.
alive is being depressed. Hope that one kid that didn't have depression now has depression from this conversation.
uh, Anyways, this was another one that had a band that wasn't metalcore but was a real band, and that was Wild Awake. I don't remember what they were. I think they were another like punk band.
Hmm.
All right. I think this is where it started to go a little downhill. So number 7, you are 5 for 6. To start, we have Tala, Taller, Above All, and Lonely Giant. Giant. If I stop slurring over my words.
Lonely Giant sounds like, if I remember correctly, they're actually a band. Tala, Taller, and what was the third one?
Above All.
And I think Above All is also a band. But if I remember correctly, they do more alternative, like pop punk. It's more, it's not metal, if I remember correctly. Tala sounds ghetto. Like you're trying to say taller. Tala. Man, I'm Tala.
That was scary. Streamlabs still okay? Streamlabs is still okay.
Why are you freezing, bro?
Because I have like a bunch of tabs open from stuff. And I'm afraid to close it. Close them. Don't laugh at my pain.
What does the nerdy guy say to the nerdy girl? Close your tabs.
Okay, so what's the real metalcore band?
Taller's not. Taller doesn't sound like a band name at all. Tala possibly sounds like a Europe band.
Suppose I could see that.
What one was the other? Taller, Tala.
Above All and Lonely Giant.
I'm gonna go with Lonely Giant.
The fact that you said it was a... 1 second. Now I feel I made a mistake.
Was it above all? Don't tell me it was. No.
No, Lonely Giant is not a band. It's a song.
Oh, might be mixing it up then. Oh well, pitter patter. I was
But
wrong.
the metalcore band was Tala.
I was torn between the two, and I second guessed myself, bro.
But Above All is a real band.
I I knew Above All was a real band. Okay, okay.
No, you're
I
five
got
for
3 wrong.
seven. You're 5 for 7. We still got one more. So number 8, the final one. We have Landmarks, One Shot, Always Lost, and Geoplan.
Geoplan sounds like an 80s fucking comic book.
It totally could be.
um, Lost Cause, Geoplan.
Wolf, shut the fuck up. How dare you speak those words in this house? You know what, Wolf?
I love how my headset picked up my automatic sprayer.
Howdy.
um, Lost Cause.
Do you need me to go through them again?
Yes.
Landmarks, One Shot, Always Lost, and Geoplan.
I don't know why, but Geoplane is like stuck in my head, so I'm just gonna say them for the love of God.
just say Geoplan.
Yeah.
The real band is Landmarks. And the
See,
second
I don't
A
know
is
them.
actually a V. So it's more like that.
Landmarks.
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 But anyways, but also there was a real band mixed in there, and that was Always Lost.
Gotcha.
I don't remember what that is. But
Speaking of which, I actually found a song that I'd like you guys to hear. I
that's,
have been obsessed with this song, mostly for the lyrics, but where's it at? Sorry, I added like a shit ton of songs this week.
gotta go digging. Oh, that explains why I'm struggling so much. Discord was still open.
You goober nut.
The pod of cast.
So the song is called Hallucinogenics. Hold on, I'm on. If I remember correctly, it's done by um Matt something. I posted it to my fucking story and I'm over here being stupid. Matt Mason. It's done by Matt Mason. And the part that gets me, and I feel like everyone here can, yes, podcast. I feel like everyone here can agree that they felt like this, but the main part that gets me every single time is tripping on hallucinogenics. My cigarette burnt my finger because I forgot I lit it. Ripping with my sinners because fuck it, man, I ain't no beginner. And then I crawl back to the life that I said I would never live in. I wouldn't live in.
It's an interesting set of lines.
That fucking, and the way he sings it. The way he fucking sings it is like he's talking about it casually, but also you can hear the hint of like depression. And it's like, man, I fucking feel that. Where like you're just going through the everyday motions just because you're so lost in your own head and you promised yourself you'd never get to that point, but yet here you are. At least that's how I took it. But I really feel like Hallucinogenics by Matt Mason needs to be heard by all of us crazy motherfuckers.
All of us crazy bitches.
Yes.
We need some sort of help. And that help might just come in a wild song. Jeez.
Aggressive.
I hate how this cup just keeps condensating and it keeps sticking. Hate.
Hate. Gotta get the phlegm in there. It's a cup with phlegm. That sounds like Chewbacca, like you're trying to mimic Chewbacca. Oh.
And then there's just Wolf here. Woo, crazy bitches. Anyways, thank you, Wolfie.
Yes, thank you for the bits. But, yeah. That was kind of the song of the week for me lately. Is Hallucinogenics. And I understand, like, you're a metalhead and I'm kind of the alternative person in this chat, but honestly, I feel like there's music that both of us can really, really get into. Like lately, something that you'd actually be interested in is Ginger.
I just read what.
Beer boy needs to go treating Butler's hog.
I think he means.
What are you gonna do? Put your hand up his ass? Forced enema!
It puts the chocolate on its skin, or it gets the hose again.
Chocolate cadaver! Chocolate cadaver! What code is this? Chocolate cadaver! We don't need to get onto that subject on podcast.
Nope. We can reference it, but we're not going to talk about where that conversation came from.
By dyslexia, that's where it came from, and then we just ran with Jeffrey Dahmer shit. Speaking of Jeffrey Dahmer, so I have painted hands from priming my friend's house so that I can make t-shirts with my art on it, because they have a printer. And it's just one of those, like, little country thing where you exchange labor for something that somebody else has.
You do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah! Well. So, I walk walk in this room, and this room is blood motherfucking red. I'm not talking like a little light red. I'm not talking fire engine red. I am talking redder than the end button on a phone call. Whole room, ceiling, walls, all of it. All of it! And for the first time in my entire life, I could not think of Jeffrey Dahmer's name. And I was like, oh, it's tip of my tongue, but the last name completely left me. So I'm like, oh, you know, that one murderer. You know, from Wisconsin, the 8 people. Nom nom.
Imagine trying to explain that to a normal person and just saying that. And they're supposed to just guess that you mean Dahmer.
She looks at me, she goes, no? Wait, you mean Jeffrey Dahmer? I was like, yeah! This room is straight up like red rum! Red. And they were like, this was my son's NASCAR room. I was like,
Does he have
get
anger
this
issues?
light switch. Listen, okay, first appearance of this fucking room, it is blood fucking red. The light switch for the light is like 4 inches from the fucking ceiling, and any short person can't reach it. And there's a electrical unit thingy for the wall plug-in thing. Okay.
An outlet.
Yes. And it is all up there, and there's a black mark straight down. I'm looking at this room like, the fuck? Right, first look. Oh yeah, my son had steps that went up, okay, which explains the black mark, and explains the outlet in the light switch, so he could get into bed. And it was a NASCAR room for a kid.
And here you are,
issues.
mistaking it for Dahmer's room.
Right room. Chocolate covered cadaver.
Well, I know the name of this episode.
Jeffrey Dahmer, right? The fact that I'm mixing The Shining, with Jeffrey Dahmer. No, the guy from Wisconsin.
The guy from Wisconsin.
That 8 people.
No. Here's the funny thing, Wolf. She has another one. She just wants to be able to use her headset. Someone like actually needs to go over there to show her how to set this shit up.
Yeah, for real. I'm dying.
She's not quite as tech savvy as the rest of us.
Listen, I'm a nerd, but I'm not nerd 2.0. I'm more like first gen.
You're like, I like D&D. I don't like computers.
I do! I have decided that my winter project is I am going to set up an entire battlefield that me and you create together. Like, you're gonna help me map it out, and then I'm gonna make it happen.
Yeah. We just gotta talk that out.
Like, I was thinking about that for our nerds.
Our nerds.
My nerds!
Save big money at My nerds.
Menards. Menards. We got a Menards here, and every time we go buy it, Randy's like, "You're such a fucking child," because I'll look at him and go, "Hey, babe, you want to
Menards.
know what's next to? You want to know what's next to Hobby Lobby?" And he's like, "What? My nerds." And he's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because your nerds are already all spent at Hobby Lobby." And it's funny because it's Hobby Lobby and then Menards. Every time. And
See,
he's like,
those
"Babe,
those are
can you
two the
just grow
two.
up?"
But I mean, even still, those are two great stores to have right next to each other because you can go get wood to make a table, and then you can get the stuff to make a diorama.
Dude. Dude. Okay, let me give you the format without telling you where I'm at. But let me give you this thing called the layout of my favorite section to go to near me. Okay? You have Hobby Lobby, then you have Menards, then you have my nail store, and then you have Lowe's and Home Depot. Okay? Then you have across the street, you have my ramen place. Then you go like literally not even 2 blocks and Kroger's right there with Myers on the other side.
You got
And
everything
then you
right there.
and then on your way to leaving town, there's a piercing shop and a his and her store and 2 boutiques that I'm a whore for. Not gonna lie. And every time Randy's like, "Why do you spend so much when you go out?" I was like, "I'm unsupervised."
Everything's right there. All that's missing is a Hot Topic, and I'm good. Or a
Bro,
Spencer's.
bro, the his and her store.
That good enough for you? Yeah.
Plus the fucking tattoo place slash piercing place has fucking hot topic like shit there. Like they sell like these cute little freaking stickers and little dolls that they fucking make, and they're so adorable. And I would buy like the whole store. Not joking. I would buy the whole store. I am nerding out about my little section in town. Leave me alone.
I'm not judging you.
It is my slither of happiness in this fucking cornfield. I just live in one big cornfield.
Biggest cornfield of them all.
Speaking of which, I'm going to cunt punt whoever decided to put a fucking mannequin in the middle of nowhere on the side of a highway in the middle of fucking nowhere, and there are cornfields. And I'm not talking, "Oh yeah, hey, there's cornfields. Oh, so cute." No, I am talking like no streetlights, no lights, no city, no town, no nothing.
No
For
super
10
you.
miles! For 10 miles! In any direction!
Well,
And suddenly there's a mannequin motherfucking doll dressed up against a fucking stop sign. A fucking stop sign. I went by that and I was doing like a not illegal amount of speed. Not illegal amount of speed.
you were
Because I
within
was
your limit.
trying to get of the governor. of the governor.
The governor. Oi, gov.
I was speeding so that I could get in front of Randy, and out of nowhere, there is a fucking mannequin. Jeffrey Dahmer's in town, that's what it is.
Well, I was thinking during your entire rant there, just be glad it wasn't dressed up like a clown.
For those who are new to this podcast, just know if anybody sends me clowns, they're permanently banned.
I can't argue
I'm
with
not
it. She's
even
the
joking.
boss. She's the boss.
I'm not even joking. Like, spiders and clowns. I love scary shit, love to scare the piss out of myself.
So what you're saying is don't give Wolf your address.
Wolf, this isn't even a joking matter. This is like a hard line. Like, do not pass. I am terrified. That's what we could talk about Creepy Corner. That's why I'm scared of clowns. Because we're supposed to be talking about nerd shit, and I'm on a full fucking ramble over here.
I think today we're fine with zero formatting, really. We sped through the music section.
Honestly, we really don't. I kind of like how we're just rolling today.
Yeah, it's a lot more, Shut the fuck up, Wolf. No one asked. But, yeah, we're just rolling. I like it a lot better when we just kind of just go with it. Like we were last week.
We make kind of footnotes.
Yeah, we just have notes we follow, but we just roll. Because I think trying to keep us on track is just not going to work out.
It's not our forte.
Let's
admit it, we are.
Our brains are not made properly.
Listen, when God made me, he took my brain, threw it on the ground, blew it up, put it back together in all the wrong pieces. Okay, this is bugging me because it is like starring.
What's going on?
I wonder if it's just previously. Wolf, cuss!
Say fuck.
Motherfuck, snort, smoking weed, drinking beers. Who's a motherfuck? You's a motherfuck. Rolling fatties. Let me get my nickel back. $15, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't... Hey, I can read it. Okay, it's fixed.
He's fixed.
It's fixed.
There's got to be some latency
if that money doesn't show.
Oh, wait, he's probably driving. Never mind.
Yeah.
I forgot.
He's working this late at night. On a Tuesday. I had to think what day. Monday. It's Monday.
It's Monday, my dude.
Monday fun day.
Woot woot.
So, I decided to fucking try out the Slenderman Myth. The new game that's supposedly supposed to be released. It's bullshit, bro.
Not as scary.
The first one was more scary than that one. And what's even more disappointing is okay, so Saturday, I'm like, hey, I haven't played games in a while, and Randy's playing games, and my chores are done. I'm gonna sit down and play. I swear to God, Wolf, if you fucking. Okay. I was like, bro, if you sent me a fucking clown, I am done. I'm terminating this friendship right here now. I don't fuck around with clowns. Um, anyways, started fucking. I was like, okay, cool, whatevs. I'll sit down and play. You know, I got my computer. He's got the TV. Whatevs. And bro, I'm like jumping every time I see that phone light up right now. um, um. Okay, cool. You know what? I'll play. Fuck. You're a bitch. Um. Anyways, so I was like, okay, cool, I'll play. Well, I go to play Warfare, and it has a whole fucking terabyte update. A fucking terabyte! From the time me and you played last.
You're gonna have to get yourself a terabyte external hard drive. Just fuck that. Not even one, a fucking 5 terabyte external hard drive just for that game. Just so that when
Okay,
it.
let me rephrase that. It was 93.7 gigabyte.
Yeah. That.
That's
Oh, that.
almost a fucking terabyte. Because it goes, you have 100 megabytes becomes 1 gigabyte. 100 gigabytes becomes 1 terabyte. And then so on and so forth.
Right.
97, bro. I sat here waiting for 2 hours to play it. Couldn't play it, so I ended up watching him play the whole time. And then we go and do our running, and we come back. It's done downloading. Okay, cool. I'll go and I'll play High on Life. No, that one had a fucking update too, but it was only like 12. But by the time that fucking updated, he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm done playing games." I'm like,
Now you're playing games with me.
"Now I'm not playing games with anybody because you were offline, so I assumed you were with your bros."
Oh, Saturday?
Yeah.
Saturday, I went to a concert Saturday night. So that's why I was offline.
Okay. Okay. Is it clowns?
I can't tell. He definitely sent a picture. Oh, he sent a picture. I think it's just a balloon.
You bitch. You bitch. I'm gonna tell your old lady that you're being mean. Freaking no. So the reason why I'm scared of clowns. The reason why I'm scared of clowns is because so we lived in this house. It was super fucking sketch. Okay. I think we discussed this the last stream
Uh,
of the
was it
house.
the one where the wife and daughter were found in the crawl space? Was it the house?
In the basement. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you talked about that.
Okay. Well, mommy and daddy were polyamorous. And I decided to sit and watch the movie It. And they had a girlfriend that was obsessed with fucking porcelain clowns. Porcelain clowns. Not the, oh, it's so cute clowns. It's so happy clowns. But, you know, the ones with the pointy hats? Those. Made of glass. And looks antique as fuck. And this lady had so many. The entire entertainment center was full. The side tables were full. The fucking dressers, the desk. Everything had fucking clowns on it. Even in the kitchen. Okay? And then she has two big ass, like, I could hide in and still have room to move around freely in these motherfucking boxes full of clowns. Okay? And these suckers are like yay big. Some are yay, but average yay. Okay? And that box was full. Okay. I decide, hey, I'm gonna watch the movie It. And I'm the only motherfucker up in this house. Okay? Mom and Dad, asleep. Michelle, asleep. The kids, or my siblings, asleep. Okay? Halfway through, I get spooked. And I shut it off. I got spooked. You know, I hit that line, that right there, right before you tilt, where you're too scared.
Mm-hmm. The point where you turn on the light, but you still watch the movie.
Yeah. Well, I decided, you know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, I'll go to bed. Except for apparently Mom and Dad put together what the fuck I was watching when they turned on the Xbox to play video games. And so they moved the porcelain dolls in front of me. All lined up the side of my bed, on my fucking dresser, because we had one of those long dressers.
Mm-hmm.
That sat right at us kids' head, and that's where our big ass box TV sat. Anyways, they had that all lined up with fucking clowns. I screamed like a bitch. Not just the huh, but fucking like you do the funny run. We're like, stop licking, bro. And I am crying, and I am running, and I am dying. My blood has done left the chat out of my body. My soul is gone. Where? Nobody knows. I was that fucking scared. Okay? Like, I was more scared than the time, so I don't know if you remember this, but back when YouTube was just starting out, you know, and they had like the jump scares where, you know, Link would move a little here and chair would rock a little here, and it's like, can you find the ghost? And door will kind of move, and then all of a sudden, rah! You know? Dad had the computer hooked up. Dad had the computer hooked up. We had just gotten the computer, and Dad moved the chair, and Dad's like, hey, Randa, I need you to watch this video because I couldn't find it, but I was wondering if you could find the ghost. And Dad was being serious. Dad had this thing where he could be dead fucking serious.
He's got a good poker face.
Oh, yes. There's so many times he'd been like, you're in fucking trouble. And I'll be like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And come to find out there's fucking rock band or something at the fucking house. Dude, that was best day. Best day of my fucking life. Anyways. And so I go to the computer. And I'm like, okay. And I'm watching. And all of a sudden, bruh, I fucking went. And my legs, instead of running like this, my legs were.
You fucking high step in
like
it.
instead of no, stilting. I went straight stilting. Like instead of there being a bend when you're running, my like this, my legs were like this.
Yeah.
On my tippy toes. I was on my motherfucking. Maybe this is what's wrong with me.
Your parents traumatized you.
They didn't just emotionally damage me, they traumatized me.
They gave you a fear of clowns.
To the point that I think it's socially okay to ask my friends if the room was painted for Jeffrey Dahmer. And it being a kid's room. This is exactly what led up to this moment today.
All of it.
I am now seeing all of it. Rita, why aren't you scared of the new Slenderman? My life was Slenderman.
My dad knew how to scare me a little too well.
Okay, side note. My parents, I will give them this. They were the cool parents because they were the parents that listened to like Slipknot and Bullet for My Valentine and Limp Bizkit, etc., etc. And they were also the parent that would blow their entire paycheck on either GameStop, Gamers Planet, or Hot Topic or Spencer's. And if it wasn't on those four, it was getting food for D&D nights. And if it wasn't that, then it was getting stuff for spookies. And it didn't matter if it was Christmas. It didn't matter if it was 4th of July. It didn't matter if it was fucking Easter. Easter was called, they didn't say Happy Easter. They said Happy Zombie Jesus Day. And they celebrated it as if he was a zombie.
I mean,
and we get Mom would make zombie jellyfoots for Easter.
you don't have to explain that one to me.
Okay, so what you do is you basically harden some like powdered sugar and some other shit that I have no idea that she made up into a bone, looking like a bone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you encase it with blood red gelatin and let the bones kind of stick out a little bit. And then you encase that with flesh looking gelatin.
Ah, I see.
And instead of Easter eggs, it was a zombie Jesus foot.
You guys still doing Easter ham? Or did you just like candy?
Yeah, we didn't do Easter ham. Mom would like how we celebrated Zombie Jesus Day was we would like Mom would like make like meatballs and spaghetti or just something easy, and we would proceed to play zombie D&D stuff, RPG. Like there's this one, I can't remember what it's called. I think it's like Ghostface or some shit like that, where I legit just got distracted by Shiny.
Something shine?
No, it said I got a shiny new Discord, and all I saw was shiny, and my brain went,
Where am I going?
Anyways,
Your code
it
your
was like
code word triggered you.
it was like I want to say Ghostface or something. It had like a camcorder, but it had like a real textured like cover, and it was like night vision, and it had a face like this on it, and it was like a bunch of zombies and ghouls and ghosts and shit, and that's what we played on Zombie Jesus Day. We basically celebrated the same way we celebrated Halloween. I think I had the coolest fucking parents in that aspect. In that aspect.
In yeah, your parents were definitely like when it comes to the nerd shit better than mine because like my mom was into Star Wars and shit like that, but she wasn't like into it.
Yeah.
She tried to play Magic the Gathering with us, but she didn't like to play with her ex, so she wasn't like very willing to play with her kids. She'd play it every once in a while because the only time I would play was with my older brothers, and when they're living with their dad, kind of hard to play Magic the Gathering. And then she wasn't really into D&D. Again, another thing that would only be played when my older brothers were around. Still don't really do it. Like I'm that stereotype of always wants to play D&D, never does.
Yeah, I'm the same way though. I still think we should get a D&D session together. And I mean, that's something we could do on like a Wednesday or a Thursday this month is we can do um a super creepy scary D&D session as like a special event one hitter.
We could. We could do that. Because I'm still working out how I want to do our main campaign that we're gonna be doing long term,
Yeah, cuz
and
I was wondering, go
and we
ahead.
still need to invite two other people.
Yeah. He's like, I got one right now.
I
Wolf is like, I'm fucking ready, guys. He's
Yeah,
over here being SpongeBob.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I got it going. I mean,
I mean, he
shit.
does have a square butt too, so I mean that works. Square pants.
I mean, shit.
He's
When when we were doing the Minecraft community days, there was one day someone just threw out the idea of a campaign, and he got it. He was just like, "Yep, we're doing this right now," and I'm just like, I don't even know if I can commit. And I ended up not.
freaking Wolf is the man that if you want to play D&D, he will play. He don't care how far out it goes. He don't care how crazy it gets because there was one D&D campaign me and him were we had together with like my mom and a couple other friends, my stepmom and a couple other friends, and because I'm blessed with really nerdy parents, both my stepmom and my real dad, and then my real dad or my stepdad and my real mom are nerds all through and through. So I'm just blessed with that. And basically he he was like Jotty on the fucking spot for D&D. Like he's like, I'm on it. Shit, I didn't get the XP for the players this week. It's okay, I got you, Randa. I divided it up. Thank you. Shit, I didn't do this week. It's okay, Randa, I got this. He was like my D&D like second hand. Because all I wanted to do was story tell.
Right.
and get the characters like really like into their fucking characters, and he's like, I got the books, I got the proper shits.
See, that's why I know a lot of people don't like it, but I prefer to do the what's the other fucking uh not XP, it's
The weight or the gold?
no the X how you divvy out XP.
You get XP based off of like certain
Right.
you get XP for using your skills, you get XP for fucking like
Let me see my
it goes
characters
so
because I
fucking
should have them set up for it.
monotonously divided up.
Milestone. Thank you, Wolf. Milestone. That's the word I was looking for.
I come back and all I see is I am a forever DM milestone. Milestone!
I mean, see, he just gave the perfect example. He just knows. He knew exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah, but the thing of it is like Wolf is our fucking man. When that's why I always make sure that if I put together a campaign, I make sure he's a part of it because I know that he'll get me on the technical terms and he'll get me on the making sure that characters have proper XP. And then of course I'm one of those DMs that I'm like Oprah Winfrey with XP. You get XP and you get XP. Oh, you actually came up with a storyline. Okay, well that's 50 XP right there.
I mean, that is kind of how it goes. Like, even in some video games, they're just like, you found this quest or you found this specific area, here's some XP. Like, why wouldn't it work with
Yeah.
D&D? You become more knowledgeable, and that's what XP is. Is more knowledge, more experience, and that's why combat gives the most experience, because you're more versed in combat now.
And the thing of it is with me, I tend to like to give XP that encourages them to become their character. Like, because I feel like people who are not attached to their character will purposefully not play their character to play their character. They will basically play to win or play to be the best.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but in every story, you always have those two or three people that just suck. But they give such life to that story. Like, I mean, Munchies and Crunchies. What's his face? Off of Black Cauldron.
Gurgi.
Gurgi, that's right. So, fucking Gurgi. Most worthless character ever. And in my opinion, the best fucking character. My cat is attacking my mouse for my computer.
Of course.
Yes, we've discussed having guests in podcast. It is something that is still in the works.
Yeah. Like, we'll definitely be doing the D&D stuff. That'll definitely be guest-centric, obviously. And as for having people on, we're still considering it.
I feel like that should be like a once a month.
Where we see if we can invite someone on.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'd also like to see if we can't get musical guests on here eventually. Because, I'd like to see if I can't get Austin or one of his bandmates on here.
And also artists.
Artists.
Ooh. Artists.
I had a funny thought of trying to get Panda on here, but it would probably just be too much chaos for her.
We are too much chaos for anybody. Only the people of chaos can accept our chaos. That should be our next week's fucking podcast name is only our people accept our form of chaos. There is no chill.
There is no chill. There is no chill in Bossing Say.
You come to us for chaos, you go to Arky for safety. Arky's the aftercare.
What's your safe word? Arky.
Arky! 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 Pineapple!
Safe word's pineapple juice.
Pen, apple, pen.
Pineapple, pen, apple, apple, pen. Same wavelength. I D&D's nuts, huh? Got him.
Menards!
If there's one takeaway anyone should take away from today's episode,
My nerds.
Menards.
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 My nerds are on fire.
Should
Bro, I
probably
feel
see
like
a
an old
doctor about
person.
that.
If your nerds are on fire. Oh.
Thanks, Wolf.
Thank you, Wolfie. If your nerds are on fire, I think there's a problem.
There's it's too much work to get to. Never mind. I was gonna make a joke.
Way to go. You had one job.
I had one. Do I make the effort?
I don't know. I don't even know what you're trying to go after.
My magic cards, but the magic cards I want to get after are hidden behind a bunch of boxes right now.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. Fuck it, buckets.
But, yeah, no, that fucking new Slender Man fucking sucked.
I remember
It made me so fucking depressed.
it was just so bad. It's just like it made the happy pills stop working.
Listen, dude. Listen, okay. So, you start out, and it says, adventure the woods. So you adventure the woods. Except for the whole time, it's telling you, I shouldn't wander too far off the path. I shouldn't wander too far off the path. And then you find this hammer, and then you pull off the fucking plyboard. And there was a person there, and now the person's behind the building. You go outside the building, you go around the building, the person's not there, it is now inside the building. Then you go back in, and you go back in the building, and the person's on the outside of the building. Okay, cool. What else? So then you find this tape, and you put it in, and then that's where Slender Man gets you.
Doesn't sound like much of a demo.
And you have to use the flashlight to get rid of the Slender Man. But no matter how much you turn around, there's no Slender Man. And then all of a sudden, you die. That's the game. The end.
My thoughts exactly. Sounds like hot dog water.
Dude.
Actually, worse than hot dog water, because at least you can use hot dog water to make mac and cheese.
Listen, okay. Listen.
I'm
I
listening.
was so hyped about this. I was ranting and raving, all excited to Randy about this game, and I started playing it. And I'm like, the escape rooms look more enticing to play than playing this.
That does. That's such a shame.
The game is more depressing than my dating life used to be.
Yes, you have.
I don't doubt it, Wolf.
Yeah, they keep adding expansions to D&D Beyond. Like, D&D
That's all
Beyond's
they
pretty wild.
do. Fucking
That's a lot of money on
what?
digital books too. Like,
No, he has the hard copies.
yeah, but he also says he has the one on D&D Beyond. So,
No, he has more books.
oh, you print them off. Shit. Cat's going a little buck wild.
I don't know if you guys can see. Hold on.
There's a cat.
Why does she do this? Every time I point the camera on her, she just chills. It's like trying to catch a ghost. She gonna do it. Oh, of course, she runs out of camera view.
Right. Always away from where you want.
Dude, I swear, every fucking time. Anyways, but no, so fucking if I remember correctly, 5th edition was supposed to be their last edition. After that, they're only making expansions, essentially.
Gotcha. I wasn't aware about that. I thought it was...
Yeah, when 5th edition was released, Blizzard came out and said that they are no longer, like, 5th edition was it. And it was designed to be it. Because they are tired of remaking and remaking and remaking and remaking game system formats.
Right.
And they wanted to just focus on expansions and campaigns, weapons, spells, etc., etc., etc. Get into the finer, nittier, grittier detail. I didn't know Hasbro bought them out.
Yeah, Hasbro bought Wizards of the Coast. I think it was back in 2020.
Well, that would be why I didn't know anything about it.
It's simultaneously been the best and worst thing for Wizards of the Coast. because for like Magic the Gathering, the printing quality has gotten a billion times better because the previous like 5 years or so, the printing quality on Magic cards was not good. Like you'd get some from certain, you could tell which printing location you were getting them from, because if you got a foil, the foil would look like a Pringle, fresh out of a pack. Like this shit would be this. The cards would be bent like this when you got them.
Hold on.
So when
Cards would
has
be like what?
they'd be like a Pringle. Cards would come to you looking like this, fresh out of a pack.
That's disgusting.
Yeah. And then Hasbro bought them and they fixed that problem. But since Hasbro bought them, they've been doing, I think it's like 5 or 6 sets a year when they would only do like 3 or 4. So they're doubling the increase of sets being released, which is an insane amount of products because if you're a card collector, of course you're buying them all. So there's give and takes to it. And then obviously they've also had some impact on D&D. But the neat thing
So
with...
you guys need to hear this.
Oh?
They are coming out with the main one D&D versus, which is the newest one to be coming out in 2024. And the changes compared to 5e, game publisher Wizard of the Coast is figuring out how to revise the beloved fantasy role-playing game, releasing a fleet of playtest material with tweaked rules, new mechanics, and overhauled classes in hopes that ongoing player feedback will help hone the next iteration
Iteration.
iteration of D&D. So the changes, character creation, races, backgrounds, and ability scores, feats, classes, expert, mage, warrior, and priest groups, weapons, new abilities for martial class material
Martial classes?
martial
Martial.
classes. Thank you. Spells list and preparation, digital updates, and D&D Beyond, and by virtual tabletop. Everything else hiding exhaustion, inspiration, and two weapon fighting. Wizard of the Coast and its parent company Hasbro have seen some poor PR in recent months after proposing changes to the game's licensing agreement saw a massive outcry from fans and third party publishers, leading to the swift backtrack and a flurry of fan interest in alternating game systems. So it's paramount for D&D publisher that this new version gets things right and manages to retain existing fans while setting the stage for new generation of players. We're now in the 7th batch of one D&D playtest material, and the game's designers are clearly looking to tighten up some of their more disruptive experiments, reversing a lot of suggested changes, shared spell list for one, while holding on to parts that players like the most. And it
It,
just goes on breaking it down.
I'm with Wolf. There's honestly no reason to make another edition. I've like 5th edition is the most easily accessible edition, and I feel like it gives a little bit more for homebrew. Like if you want to
And not
start doing
just
homebrew, just start with 5e.
and not just that, but also it's kind of like that perfect mix of all editions.
Yeah, they took the
You
good
know,
parts of all of them. Granted, I've only
it
played
you
3
get
and
as
4.
you get in depth like 2.5 without the thax, because fuck that system. That system sucked ass. Okay, and then the um you get the character building of third edition with the ability list of third edition, which by far was the best at that time. But it's as easy of setting up as fourth edition, because fourth edition was their easiest setup. But the problem was all you were doing was creating overpowered burners. That's it.
I told you about my 4th edition character, right?
Yeah.
It was a ranger that had 3 magic bows because the DM was just like, there are 3 magic bows in front of you. There's commotion outside the door that your party's dealing with. And I'm like, I grab all 3 and I run. And I had I had an ability that gave me the capability of switching weapons as a free action.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 2 attacks per turn. So I'd pull out one bow, fire, quickly switch to my other bow, and then fire again. I think
Nice.
at one point I managed to do, and we were only level 5 at the time. I was capable of doing over 56 damage a turn if I got a critical hit.
Bro, that is fucking OP as shit.
That's 4th edition
But
for
the
you.
but the thing, see, the thing of it is I feel like it shouldn't be that easy to be that OP.
Right.
Do I think that, you know, there shouldn't be abilities for one or two? If you come, because in my belief, if you come at me with a decent fucking background, right, a good solid background story, and you're like, this is the direction I want to go with my character, little OP, but not, you know, you might be 5 or 10 more than the rest, as
Yeah.
long as you can hit.
Right.
But it's not gonna, you know, you're not gonna hit every fucking time.
You're not
You're
gonna
not
break the
gonna
game.
fucking, no. Because I feel like there should be one or two characters in the campaign that can basically save your fucking asses.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's face it, you always have that one or two newbies that just want to go in hot and fucking heavy and ready to just fucking hack and slash and burn.
They're not there for the role play aspect. They're there for the combat because the combat's the most engaging part to them.
Yeah. And so, and with me, I don't just give that to, like, say, this brand new newbie. Okay, no, I'll give it to, like, Wolf, because Wolf knows when to use it and when to downplay.
He knows when to be the Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah. Or I'll give it to my mom, you know, because both of them have played the game long enough. You know when to basically meta play without meta playing.
Right.
It's not meta play, but it's meta play.
You just
You're
got
just
an
bending the
experienced
rules.
player around a bunch of newer players, and they're being a little bit of a guiding hand.
Exactly. But so I liked 5e because it made that accessible. Um I, it made that accessible for DMs to have that one or two guiding hands. Now, if I'm in a group full of nothing but experienced players that have been playing it, say me, you, and Wolf get into a campaign. Uh None of y'all bitches are getting any additives. I already know you know the game. And I already know you want this particular bow because it does 50 damage. I'm sorry, but it does not go with your character that you described to me, bro. For one. And for two, I already know that you have a whole scenario that you've already worked up in your fucking head. And you are waiting for that moment. Like me, collecting all the javelins.
Just collect a bag of holding with javelins and then just stand over someone's head.
Legit. Okay, so hear me out. So we were playing, and I was playing a paladin, and I lost my sword. But I picked up a bow. And in doing so, I had my bag of holding with nothing but javelins. Because my dad hated dividing up weight and shit, and so just to kind of icknay, he's like, here's a bag of holding. Be within reason.
Right.
As I was collecting them, I was tying a string around them. And everybody kept looking at me weird. I somehow, by the luck of the D&D gods, critted on this. And I pulled the arrow back with just the one javelin. And I pulled it back and I launched it at just the right way that all 50 of them came and shot in a direct line into one person.
Oh my god. It's the last
And
thing you see.
It wasn't out of character. It wasn't out of character. And again, experienced gamer, and my DM gave me a foot to play on.
Just imagine the last thing you see is just a long line of javelins. Not like a wall of javelins that you're like, it's inescapable. It's just like, all these javelins are gonna hit like the same, like, I'm not gonna have a torso in 5 seconds.
Long story short, what ended up happening is I ended up tearing an entire hole in the dude's leg and went. And I shot so clean that halfway through, they were just leading into the next opponent.
Oof.
All in the foot. So one dude has no leg, the other dude has no foot. And then we set the barn on fire. Dad looked at me and said, first of all, your character is no longer allowed any form of string or javelins.
Character's a little bit of a psychopath.
It was a paladin that worshipped the god of death.
Fair enough. I guess that would be psychopathic. a psychopathic character. Uh, I think
Do
Wolf
we
wants
want
us.
to?
Are we gonna read what Wolf says?
Yeah. Do we want to talk about the time I crawled inside a
Trasks.
Trask's asshole and made it go septic? Please read all of that. With a basic short sword, I lost my blade and it was kind of shiny for my ranger, and the Trask didn't have an ass when I was done. What?
That's that kind of tells you how that either shitty shitty for your ranger because you were in its ass. But shows that either Wolf knows the game so far in and out, or you were just playing with a bad DM, because a Tarask is like usually only saved for like level 20 characters, from my knowledge. So a level 5 ranger hollowing out a Tarask's asshole. Seems a little crazy to me.
That must have been 4th edition.
I'd assume so. Could be 5th edition because I don't remember. I think I heard some people moaning
It's
about how
5e. So I decided to look this up. The strength is 30 plus 10. Dex is 11 plus 0. Con is 30 plus 10. Initiative is 3 negative 4. Wisdom is 11 plus 0. Charisma is 11 plus 0. Its speed is 40 feet and its hit points are 676. That is 33 d20s plus 330. Armor class is 25 natural armor.
now
Bro,
look at its immunities.
Melee weapon attack is plus 19 to hit. Reach 15 feet. One target hits 28. Hit 28, 4d8 plus 10. Slashing damage. Melee weapon attack is plus 19 to hit, reaches 10 feet. One target hits 32, 4d10s plus 10. Piercing damage.
Like a turtle.
It looks like a fucking demented turtle.
It is quite demented.
Inside may be soft, dude, but 600 points.
It's a lot.
I love how we literally paused to go and research this.
Right. Just to look up a Tarask. If I remember correctly.
What's up, Tarask?
What's a Tarask?
Ren!
It's Reno. Apparently it's... I'm assuming he's saying it's cuddle time.
Yes, that's cuddle time, you goober.
Do I look like Arky to you, Reno? Am I Arky at home? We, I want Arky. We have Arky at home. It's me.
No, Arky's a safe word.
Right.
He's a
Right.
safe space.
He's safe space, safe word.
Just so you know, Reno, Arky is safe word.
Arky.
He's our safe space. Because we are the chaos.
We are the chaos, and you have to go to Arky afterwards. We're just saying something, because he can get a little wild sometimes.
Yeah, but with him, he has chill. We have none.
This is very true.
Until we have to research D&D stats. And then it's like complete, like, serious.
Do I even have water? Is there water in here? One of your water mates went away your wicks.
Joke's on you! I've been drinking water. It's just infused with fruit, so it don't taste like water.
You're a fruit.
Basket.
Case.
Good children.
Fuck.
The man can't even defend himself right now.
Just like at shipper. Shipper. Can't spell. Shipper.
Spur. Oh, I just got there's no I.
No, Reno.
Is it sad? I'm so dyslexic that my brain automatically corrected it to have an I.
Just a little bit. And then here's fucking Reno. He motherfucker wants uppies.
Upsies. Upsides.
Upside.
Upsides.
He wants upsides. Sorry, I only got downsides.
I'm depressive! How dare you! I saw a TikTok earlier, and it reminded me of, like, how me and you have been vibing the last few weeks. How, like, not to get too far into it, but both of our lives have been fairly fucking depressive. And we have just been vibing to it. We haven't been throwing fits. We haven't been fighting it. We're just at that point where we're like, this shit sucks. We podcasting? Yeah, we podcasting. You okay? No. You okay? No. Anyways, and it was Mr. Rogers going, I am proud of you. I am so proud of you. With a picture of a toaster behind it. And it says, my toaster after I get done with a bath.
Ladies and gentlemen, my wonderful co-host.
That describes us to a T. I was this close to sending it to you too, and I was like, oh, I don't know if he's in an episode right now. I don't want to send this to him.
I'd probably find it funny anyways. Even it might even bring me out of an episode, if I'm being honest. I'll just be like, well, I suppose I did make it out of the bath today.
My life is so depressing. At least my toaster is fucking happy for me.
Anyways.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our podcast where basically we laugh at depression.
We laugh at ourselves because if we didn't, what's the point?
Facts. What kind of fax was that? Fax?
The kinds with no printer. Yes. Reno. Do it. Do it. Do it. Send me pictures.
Pictures or it never happened!
What he said is also a great pun. He can literally become a bootlegger.
You just now got this. What the fuck?
He's not lying though. Like, if there's a person that I know that just says things that are just blatantly untrue, it's Reno. Motherfucker will come into literally any chat and say, happy birthday. It's not their birthday. It's so-and-so's 72-hour stream, and it's someone who only streams for 3 hours a day. I'll save my comment for afterwards.
Although this whole conversation, ever since our conversation before live, this is starting to bug the shit out of me.
I don't know why you left it
up. To
up.
the point, like, I'm slowly, like, just ignore this.
Bye, Reno. Have a good
Bye,
one.
friends.
It's okay. It's your stepdaughters.
I know. But it looks so bad now.
I'm honestly surprised you left it up after you made a comment.
In an innocent way. It's such an innocent thing.
But the internet has ruined you.
I'm not lying. I'm probably gonna write a literotica tonight. Before I go to bed. Even though I gotta be up at 6 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Cool. And on that note, I think we should end. I tried to end it 10 minutes ago, and then Reno interrupted, and we just kept going.
Listen, Reno and Wolfie, like, our group is fucking worth it.
Make the conversation good.
The only thing that would make it worth more is if we could get fucking Randy in on this.
Fuck it. Maybe one of these times we do a fucking random one on a Saturday. When he's home. Or a Friday.
Except for he wouldn't want to be in it. He'd be like, no, that's your thing. I don't want to bombard on it.
You just got an invite. Like,
that he'll be like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Babe, you could talk about Halo 3. Right? And we would still nerd out just as evenly as you do.
Yeah. We all play video games. You don't have to nerd out. D&D isn't the only nerd thing that exists. You can nerd out over Halo. You can nerd out over any video game, really.
Literally, he is obsessed with World War II, the World War II Call of Duties, Halos, and basketball.
You had to choose the one sport that I had literally zero interest in. Other than soccer.
He watches football, or he plays football too.
Just a little bit of football.
Okay, I have to give him credit on his nerdiness, though. He legit went out and bought the original Xbox. The OG Xbox. Just to play a fucking Madden game.
That is dedication. He could have just... It would have been probably easier to buy a computer and then get an emulator for it.
And now he's pissed off because it red ringed him after 2 months.
Oh, he got the first release of the 360.
Xbox.
I
When
didn't
I
know,
say Xbox, I mean.
I didn't know that the original Xbox could red ring.
Yep, it can. It did.
That is so unfortunate. That is so maybe when I come down, I bring mine. I gotta do it when he just like bring mine so he can
Like,
nerd out for like 2 hours and then go do whatever.
he legit went out and bought a fucking Xbox. Original Xbox. And he bought an Xbox 360.
I got 3 of those.
And he bought an Xbox 360. All for him to be able to play like 2 games. I'm like, hey, you tell me all the time that I'm the nerdy one out of us two?
You just committed to getting a bunch of consoles just for 2 games. That's like me wanting to get the PS5 just so I can play Demon's Souls and Bloodborne. That's the only reason why I want a PS5. Is so I can play those 2 games.
Yep. There's a PS5.
Do you know they made 4 Shrek movies?
Dude, there's a fucking PS5. What did I do? Just like pause in time in the truck? My brain just expected like nothing else.
PS5. I think the PS5 has been out for like 2 years now.
What?
I guess you did. Your brain really paused time for you.
Last I knew there was a PS3. Is there an Xbox 7?
No, it's the Xbox Series S. I don't know what the other one was. I think they might have called it just Xbox.
I'm trying to configure. How in the fuck do you go from Xbox to Xbox 360, which 360 is completely opposite of Xbox, to Xbox One, to whatever else was that, to Xbox S, you said?
The Xbox Series S.
What's next? It's gonna be called the QX?
No, they're probably just gonna call it a PC at that. At a certain point, Xboxes are just gonna be computers.
Damn near are. I did find out, however, that Randy used to play D&D, but he doesn't like it because that's all his friends would talk about, and it just wasn't his cup of tea. He just waited. He would just play D&D on the nights that they were going to play Halo 3, kind of throw them a bone so he can join. Honestly,
You're not wrong though, Wolf.
how to put this? After the GameCube piece, game systems just kind of. GameCube was like peak.
GameCube, PS2, Xbox. That was the
Xbox.
era. That was the era.
That was it. It's like fucking Dungeons and Dragons. They're about ready to murder themselves. If what I was reading correctly, they're just gonna fucking murder themselves. It's just going.
Right down the drain.
Because they're advertising way too much into bringing new people in.
Mm-hmm. That's what it's all about. It's why, like, Magic the Gathering has all these sets. They got a Lord of the Rings set, they got a Warhammer set, they're doing My Little Pony cards, they got Godzilla cards, they're gonna have a Fallout set. They've got a Doctor Who set that's
Okay, that would
coming
be
in a
cool.
month.
That's gonna be cool.
Like, I kind of want to buy into at least one of the pre-constructed decks that they're making for the Doctor Who. I'm interested in the Fallout one because I want to see how they're going to make that work, but anything else, I'm just like... Lord of the Rings is all that really needed to happen.
Harry Potter, though.
I think they're struggling to get the IP for that one. But that's another thing that's come from Hasbro buying Wizards of the Coast. It's a lot easier for them to get those IPs.
Why?
Because Hasbro has a piece of that pie, you know. Hasbro makes most toys. They own most toy companies. They own most, or have a part in most toy companies.
They're
Board
like
games
a monopoly.
is them. Yeah. They do most board games. So they just got their hands in the...
Because doesn't Hasbro also own Magic the Gathering?
They own Wizards of the Coast, so they own Magic the Gathering. Because Wizards of the Coast does Magic the Gathering and D&D.
Gotcha. Alright, well, I hate to do this to y'all, but I do have to be up in like 4 hours.
Yep, third time's the charm. We're gonna end it this time.
Yes. Be safe, Wolfie. Have a good night, honey.
Yep. Are we thinking of changing it to Sundays, or are we gonna continue Mondays?
I haven't decided.
Alright. Well...
It's up to you.
We'll have to talk later about it, but for now, it's Mondays, and Mondays we'll be recording. Mondays I'll be dropping the previous episode, or I'll try to. It might be a Tuesday where I upload the video to YouTube, but yeah.
And don't be offended if there is a segment that we cut out for YouTube's, because that is more or less our advertisement.
Yeah.
So rambling points may or may not make the cut. So do not be offended to those that are watching this on live stream versus on YouTube. That's about all I had to say.
That's all you got to say? That's all?
Yes.
Alright.